Greetings, mortals, and welcome back
to Temasek, Singapore. We are going to be learning some more today. There has been a patch that changes a bunch of stuff, but I don't think that the patch changes anything that matters that much to us. It's a lot of tinkering with a variety of features of the game. There's a bunch of changes to the economy that I don't know. Like, there's one change that seems like a crazy change, which is trade maintenance is now 10 times as big as before. An order of magnitude higher trade maintenance sounds crazy. So I'm very curious to see what's going to result in that. There's a bunch of changes to the way that a bunch of things work. I imagine that a lot of these changes are going to matter when we do a new run. The trade maintenance one, I don't know what they're talking about there. Apparently the number of colonial charter events no longer scales with the number of charters you have, so you're not going to get spammed with charter events if you have a bunch of charters, which is too bad. So colonial nations can no longer be in adjacent subcontinents. Exploration now spreads to adjacent subcontinents after X years. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. It looks like they haven't changed the fundamental thing that I want to see fixed before I want to actually start up the proper run. Is I need to see the I need to see the colonial origin fixed. We also get some additional great power score from power projection now. So that's interesting. But yeah, we're now number 101 in the world, which isn't too bad. Exempt from forfeit. Does this mean that this just can't be? I can't lose this? No, because high legitimacy can change over time. I have no idea what that means. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. So Manjong, we're not going to be able to do this. So I'm not going to worry about this for right now. We're just not going to start a parliamentary event yet. How's our culture stuff going? Let's... So, what is this cultural opinion? Pop satisfaction increased by 25%? Holy shit. So what EBON countries are there? None? Am I the EBON country now? Basically? Interesting. Okay. So, when last we left off, we were about to finish founding wow, we had so much stuff going on. So we were founding 2 towns. And we were finishing up some colonial charters as well. This colonial charter is almost finished. And we now... I can see that the... having sufficient control of my port here is interesting. Right, that doesn't... I can't see it there. Let's look here. So 34. Having sufficient control, having sufficient maritime presence in your origin point is very, very strong. So if I can get maritime power boosted up very high very quickly, like if I can just figure out a way to just spam the shit out of boats early on, then I feel like I should be able to get some really good work done. Ishigaki is... And we just gained 3 cores at the same time. So, how are you doing? So one of the things that we need is... I think it's a good idea to get you access to food. Before we start going too crazy with inward projection. So Andaman has finished. This is going to give me colonial range. I am holding on to this. This is a thing that we hold on to personally. We don't need to give this up to a vassal. However, what we do need to do is figure out where the next spread is. And I think the next spread, honestly, is just going to be doing a second colonial charter. We already have an adjacency bonus, so we can do a second colonial charter down there. Wait, there's more. We've just finished this. So with us having finished this, can we get to here now? We do not have the range to get up there. So, hopefully, we can finish that soon. Okay, we just founded a town already in Daik. Not super high. Okay, so we need to get our stuff moving in the right direction there. We can build a wharf. This is like the most important building that we need to build there. We're going to need to build a wharf here. My hope is that by building a wharf, we'll get enough harbor capacity to basically the where? Alright, we build a market village, we build a fishing village. Okay. Nice. Yeah, they're basically on their own over here. This population is currently isolated from a market perspective. The hope here... My actual hope is that the markets that I have can eventually just usurp these other markets completely. And I feel like we might be able to make that happen. We'll see. Okay, so you have some buildings, you have some buildings. You can make a market village. Now, one of the things that's interesting is that I'm curious to see, in the previous game, like, all of these provinces were just wasteland provinces. Because nobody has ever, like, done anything to, Oh, you know what I can do now? I wonder if I can get people from Japan to move over here. Let's take a look also at society. Do we have anybody new that we can add to our list? Yes, Ryukyu. We can add Ryukyu as a tolerated culture, and we can add them as an accepted culture. No, we can't. We can only add them as tolerated. And Andamise, we can add as a tolerated culture. Where are you at? Ah, okay, that island there. Perfect. So we've got some more tolerated and accepted cultures. We don't need this law. This isn't an important one for me. So we're going for diplomatic liberties next. Do I think that we need to build a wharf, and we can also build a coastal fort, which will increase my maritime presence as well. But that increases maritime presence, which we don't necessarily need. But this also protects me from pirates. Impossible for privateers to enslave people. Yes, we are building coastal forts right here. This will protect this. Does it only... Wait, is it only this location, or is it this, like, for this ocean area? Doesn't matter. We'll do this. And the hope is that Santobong will be able to protect everything here, this whole coastline, from privateers. That's the hope. Okay, let's take a look. How's my... It doesn't mention the thinger cost anywhere here. You know what I can do, actually? We can wait until we get a little tiny bit of tick here. We have no institutions currently progressing. So let's try importing. Let's just import a little bit. We'll basically just import a little bit from Vijayanagar. That's the goal. Hey, Astro Kitty. So what are we going to import from Vijayanagar? I don't think I can get lacquerware from there. Can I get firearms from them? I'll just import some livestock, it's fine. Okay. So, in theory, when this institution is available to be yoinked, I can yoink it, and that'll be great. This is actually working pretty well. Plus 25 is pretty decent for a place that has, like, no people in it. Though, I guess it does have plenty of people in it, doesn't it? Oh, we gained prestige. Huzzah, indeed. Okay. And that's without anybody there. Anything else I can do? I think maybe I am better off just deving up my capital province. Nah. No, I think we are better off encouraging migration somewhere. We could go to Babuyan. We go to Batanes. Batanes has like no people in it. And it's in the Xinjiang market. So I'd be importing people from China. Let's build a settlement here. Do we have stuff built here? Okay, we are building stuff here. How are you doing? A pirate haven. Delightful. Market village. Okie dokie. Oh, right, yes, I was supposed to be starting a new colonial charter. Okay, we don't have enough books. Right, the other thing I can check, how are we doing on institutions? Wait, what? I already have banking. When did I get banking? That's why it isn't spreading. It's not spreading because I already have it. That's very funny. Actually, that's actually very funny to me. Okay, give me a second. Okay, we don't need this anymore. Just max this out. Look, don't worry about it. I suspect that we're just gonna get the things automatically now. So that's very funny. Look, don't mind me. What are we looking at? So nothing's progressing here. We have banking here. I don't know when we got it. Oh. Let's take a look at our market right now. My hope is that we can get sufficient thing here as to get this in, but I don't think, based off of what I've read, that maritime presence has an impact on your market access. Which is unfortunate because that is kind of... that does seem like it's basically the only mechanism that really improves the travel over sea itself. Like, you don't... there's no, like, actual infrastructure that you're going to build there. But maybe the market reach has, like, overseas has some effect that... This is amazing. Look at this fucking build chain. They have 4 buildings building in Malacca right now. Malacca is so goddamn wealthy. I am so happy. I'm so happy. Ooh, we can invite settlers? We can't invite settlers. It's lying to us again. It's lying to us again. Do we have over 1 million people? We do not yet. Okay, next on our agenda. We need to get 2.5% Ryukyu pops to be able to get them as a accepted... This is interesting. This was at 3 before, right? Yeah, it turns out this mandala system is actually very good. I was thinking that it wasn't going to be that relevant. Because I was like, oh, we seem to be getting rid of our pops too quickly for it to matter that much. No, it seems to matter. It seems to matter. 22 over time. Okay, I can improve my relation with Sunda by 100 something. I can improve my relation with Palembang. And Indragiri I have like no relationship to. Let's boost our relationship with them. Okay, so this is going to be a nuisance. Like, I just don't... I just don't see any reason to bother with that. Alright. I'm now realizing that we don't have any diplomats. Wait, what union is gone? Did her wife just die or something? Okay. We didn't end up having a kid? Is it? We did. Jeez, heir to Singapore, Palawan, Seram, and Malacca. What the fuck? Oh right, yeah. Those are. I'm like, what the hell? And then it's like, oh yeah, those are my fiefdoms. Never mind. Never you mind. Okay, so profitable buildings, fishing village. Yeah, you need those masons to keep working. Okay. No, fuck off. Okay, so estates are upset because I haven't called a parliament. Okay. That's interesting. This gives us another union. Okay, we will hold it here. I think we do fund farming estates. I'm gonna wait 1 day. So now we have the parliamentary issue open. How do I go to the RGO builder? As it doesn't matter. Okay, let's take a look here. So this can be expanded for 22 now. I think maybe we just max out the food. Ensuring that this market has a good, solid supply of food is very valuable. So yeah, let's do this. So next month we will finish them off, and I think that that's a good choice. Anybody else that really... We could build these rice paddies up. Why do I have such low income? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where'd all my income go? It's going to building subsidies and it's mostly cost of court, right? Why is my trade income so low? Jesus Christ, wasn't my trade income way higher than this before? Whoa, tax exemption for the Sudra? No, less taxes for the nobility. I don't love that. What am I currently taxing you at? I'm only getting 6 out of them right now. So I think running Parliament is just really expensive. This will nearly zero out the amount of taxes that I'm getting off of the Kshatriya. Do I need that? If I fund the farming estates, this gives me... I guess I don't need to click the button yet either way. But we do need to figure out our financial situation. Financially, we are in a problem. We don't need to do more minting. We can click this button once, but it doesn't really help us that much. What we fundamentally need is to figure out what the hell's going wrong with our trade situation. If I had to guess, I would say what's going wrong with our trade situation is that as more and more people are getting into the trade market, we are... This is definitely not correct. So do I need to take control of my trade now? I might need to actually do the trading myself now. This is actually fine. So the lower income versions that I was looking at just now were doing this would be useful, but I don't have enough control that I'm probably going to be able to actually do it. I don't have anything for government needs. So, we're exporting shit tons of cloves, and the price in cloves has actually reduced everywhere as a result of that. So, I haven't transitioned myself to a sufficiently like advanced economy yet. That's a decent portion of my current financial woes. Jesus Christ. Do they live in deplorable conditions? Before that event fired, they had over 90% satisfaction. What is this deplorable conditions nonsense coming from? I'm actually very confused by that. So I now have, like, no money? Why do I have so little money? The building subsidies are a significant outlet. It does look like it's mostly just cost of court. So, presumably it's the cost of running this parliament? But even then, like, I just feel like I think we're probably going to end up needing to do this tax exemption in order to pass this issue. They have a lowest food stockpile. Why do they have such a low food stockpile? Wick is now cord. Sure thing, buddy. Alright, we have one more month before. Why am I literally negative? This is crazy. It's... I gotta... Wait, what's my naval maintenance? Oh, my naval maintenance is 11? Oh. That's good to know. Pirates in Southeast Asian coast. Where are they? They're not pirates, are they? Huh. How do I deal with the pirates? I don't know where the pirates are. But yeah, I'm losing a lot of money right now, which is very concerning. What is my diplomatic spending? I guess I could just drop some of my diplo spending. Why does my diplomatic spending cost so much? Okay. So we could do a little bit of a drop there. I'm gonna drop cost of court down a bit. Fuck! I wasn't paying attention. God damn it. Honestly, given my financial situation, it's probably for the best. What the... Do any of these stats reduce the cost? Naval maintenance. Okay, so this reduces the maintenance of this ship by 20. This fleet by 20%. That's huge cost reduction. So the fact that the previous leader of that fleet died is very relevant. I think I might have to stop subsidizing these buildings until I get this situation under control. The market has basically just collapsed out from under clothes. I think that's basically what happened, is that the the cloves market has collapsed, which means that we're now like. So, but no, why am I making so much less money even after my prices have all gone down? Like, I've just lost 6 costs from cost of court. My income is like continuously going down. So that's interesting. Wait, I have a pretty sizable stability cost right now. I could just stop spending money on stability entirely. Okay, we'll stop spending money on stability. Man, for a while there, we were really booming, and now we are really busting. Diplomatic liberties. I'm actually going to look at... Organized diplomats is very nice. I am going to do this, though. We're going to go for full centralization. We need to bring Malacca into the fold. Okay, so... I'm actually curious here. We've now built some of this stuff, and it hasn't brought you into my market, unfortunately. God. Yeah, our finances situation is a rough one. Naval maintenance is about 10. So we could hypothetically shrink our naval maintenance. The crazy thing is Pirates of Indonesia coast. What does that mean? How do I get rid of the pirates? Give me a second. I need to Google this because 5 pirate. I guess privateers. Okay, it's just a bug. Lovely. Okay, this is a bug that was introduced in this patch. So 1.05 introduced a new bug, which is that, like, everything is maximum pirates all the time. Okay, good to know. So what this means is... I'm never going to be able to have any maritime presence until the next patch. Until the next hotfix comes out, my maritime presence is going to hemorrhage because the privateers have been broken. Doesn't help me at all. Yeah. Okay. This is definitely a bug that was introduced in this patch, which means it's a good thing they didn't fix that other problem and make me want to start a new game. Because if I'd actually started the fresh game, Jesus Christ, look at that. Total madness. Okay, so that means what? It means I'm boned. I wonder if privateers are part of why my trade income crashed. If I look at markets, let's look at the. Okay, well, we found out. Okay, we found it. So, the trade maintenance cost here, I don't know why they decided to increase trade maintenance by an order of magnitude. That seems crazy. So, doesn't that effectively mean that trade is valueless unless you have, like, if the base value like, what are you doing here? Why would you be doing this? This loses us money. Like, we're literally losing money on that trade. Let's see. I think I might need to take control of the trade. Okay. Taking control of this. Manila we have some control over. No reason to do this, I don't think. I guess we only lose a tiny bit of money on this. Let's try to do this trade. We'll see if it happens. So, we will try to do this trade. We'll do this trade. We're gonna go through all of these imports for our needs. I'm gonna do 1 load of wool because I have a lot of settlements. So imports for profit. We can try importing a little bit of firearms, a little bit of this. We'll see if we manage that. Now, exports for profit. I want to spend 2 on this, 2 on this. We don't want to export all of our cloves. The price of cloves has crashed. So, what we need right now is to basically reduce the supply of cloves everywhere else if we can. Though, I don't know if we can easily. Because other people are also going to be exporting the cloves. Shit. This is a race to the bottom situation. Let's take a look at this. Let's see if we can export jewelry. We have a surplus of jewelry. Why is this not one of the things that it's suggesting that I export? What the fuck? Why? Wait, what is happening here? Do I think I might have to manually control this shit. Because... we're gonna do a trade of 1 to Goa. We'll do a trade of 1... down here. Why does it say projected profit per trade capacity? So this is calculated wrong. This final profit is incorrect. This is the final profit is looking at. So the final profit is if I sold everything. If I used all of my trade capacity on it, I think. God damn it. Okay, so we've got 2 things going on there. Let's see what else we have. A big surplus in. Lumber doesn't cost enough to be worth trading. We could export gold manually. Okay. Yes, so this is calculating off of the final profit of doing literally... Alright, we're going to do 2 to here. No, that said 2. It didn't say 33. It said 2. You all saw it. Okay, we're doing 2 to here. We're doing 2 to here. So what I'm going to try to do is export the cloves to every single market where we can make a decent amount of profit. So my hope here is that we can basically get a bit of a diversification of our exports. Is there anywhere we can export these? No. So it does look like I can't export any books because we don't have enough of a surplus. But yeah, my basic hope here is that I can get this to be a little bit more stable than it is right now. And I think I actually maybe just max this out for right now. Let's see how this goes. Because basically the price of cloves has been crashing all over, and I want to basically just be exporting more controlled amounts of it to different markets rather than exporting enormous amounts. We are the number 87 power in the world. Okay, so the firearms have run out. So the firearms thing is not going to happen. We'll want to build an arms manufacturer here. We've already started crashing this market in one round. Okay, what do we have going on in Vijaya? Importing cloves from Ternate. Okay. That's fine. We're building a wharf in Santa. Oh, the wharf isn't finished yet. Okay, that's good. Yeah, this thing seems confused. So, like, this is 3.91 here, but it's only 3.11 over here. Okay, we're just going to do this. I guess it probably would have. I can get an alliance with the Ashikaga Shogunate. That's very funny. If I offered an alliance, could I then get this? I really wish that I could see without like what the how to do it without favors, because the invite settlers you can sometimes do without favors, but sometimes you can't. And I don't know why it is that the UI is set up the way that it is. Like this is like a crazy UI setup. I think maybe I want to send people to Pahang, actually. I feel like Temasek has enough people for now to be able to basically build whatever we want. This gunsmith would be so much money. Oh my god. Oh my god, the cannon maker. Look how much money we could make. If only we had money. If only we had money. Alright, we need to stop subsidizing our buildings for a second. Okay, we're turning off these. Turning off the fishing villages, which aren't helping us now anyway. The fishing villages now are not going to accomplish our objective because the game is mean and doesn't like me. I legitimately cannot believe aren't you? Yeah, so this giant flotilla that I have is no longer able to accomplish like the basic functionality that I needed to accomplish because the privateer pirate thing is just too out of control. Like this modifier has just gone nuts. Alright, but yeah, basically what we're going for right now is we're just going to try to build It's just the entire fishing economy just evaporates overnight because I just stopped subsidizing those buildings. Unemployment just skyrocketed throughout my empire to like 70%. There's so many fishing villages that just got turned off. Okay. I can actually build another market here, but that doesn't seem like something that I actually need right now. Weirdly enough, I seem to have reached a point. Okay, the masons, though, those do need to be. Those need to be subsidized. Masons make it cheaper to build things, so like paying a little bit of money to keep a too much masonry in the country is good. But yeah, we're gonna make this cannon maker. This will, in theory, give us a huge boost to our income. If we can build the gunsmith and the cannon maker everywhere, that will save our economy. So this on its own is going to give us more than 1 gold per month before trading. So that'll be good. Yep. Yeah, our trade income has plummeted. Trade income's down to 22. Alright, let's... Our trade capacity's down to fucking 28. I'm gonna try just... That's interesting. I'm just gonna let the AI handle the trades for now. I want to see what they do. Market automation is on, so we'll see whether it does a better job with it than I do. I legitimately don't know if it will or not. What the fuck are you doing? Okay, I might struggle to turn this back on, which means that I have really fucked myself because I'm going to go multiple months without getting anything useful happening. It's fine. And trade income is at 9, which is garbage compared to what we were doing ourselves, because it's not even using all of my trade. Okay, I need to turn off the market automation for now. I don't know what the hell's going on, but for whatever reason, I am now required to do this myself. So, we will try to do this. I think it'll fail. Population needs, do this, do this, do this, and do this. And exports for profit. Why is shift clicking now doing 20 instead of... Why is it doing like maximum instead of... It doesn't matter. Okay, do 2 of you. 2 of Martaban. Kataka. Chittagong. Vijayanagad. There we go. Okay. Alright, our income is going up, and then it's halving again. Man, this is rough. With the economy, so what we need to do economically is we definitely need to figure out some trade good that we can lean in on hard. It might be weapons. Not these kinds of weapons. It might be that gunpowder weapons are going to be basically, as we're approaching the point that we can start to build cannon makers and gunsmiths and things like that, what we need is to ensure that we have enough money on hand to immediately build those buildings in mass. I would preferably have like a few hundred put away for this. Because this is kind of crazy. Yeah, our economy is just tanking. We could invite them, but we're not going to yet. Okay. We could build a cannon maker. Cannon maker is very good for our naval situation as well. So, the base value, and we need masonry for this. No, this is just a building. I was like, building a cannon requires just masonry? That doesn't seem right. So we need saltpeter. We need tools. We need iron. Or copper and tin. Do we have copper? We have a tin mine over here that we don't have much use for. So we're building this. Once we build this, I think we build the firearm manufacturer as well. And we hopefully will be in okay shape. But yeah, unfortunately this is just going to hemorrhage. Like, our maritime presence in Indochina is just going to tank because the game's bugged. So... my hope is that next patch they will resolve some of the problems. The fact that my economy is tanking is on me. That's my problem, right? This is the game. This right here, this problem that I'm running into is we have such a huge amount of cloves being produced, and we're just sending them everywhere. And because we're sending so many cloves everywhere, eventually all of these markets are flooded with so many cloves that, like, they just aren't that expensive anymore. They're not that special anymore. And as soon as the clove market crashes, we have nothing to replace it. This is very not Singapore coded. So this is a big issue that we need to resolve, because I knew that this was going to happen eventually, right? I knew that urbanizing our economy was going to be critically important. The thing that's going to be critically important here, I think, is we have the highest literacy rate in the region at the very least, right? Let me take a look here. In terms of institutions, does anybody else have professional armies? Like, they don't even have professional armies, which means without the institution of professional armies, nobody in this region can make this. This is a thing that only we can make. That's why the price is so high, right? This is a hugely valuable material. The base price is very high, and no one can build these anywhere, right? So so basically anything that we would do that needs cannons is, because we're the only ones using cannons at the moment, probably. But anybody who needs this, which is mostly just us for now, it is going to be the Vaisya are already unhappy with me. Gain prestige or gain estate satisfaction and movement towards plutocracy. Honestly, maybe we can help. I would love to actually start moving ourselves toward plutocracy. Plutocracy is here. This gives us trade efficiency, expected cost of course reduce, and increases the burgher's power. Right now, the problem that we have is the nobles are too powerful. Let's start moving this. And right now, everything's super cheap. So what if we just did this while it's still cheap to hire them? Because the costs are going to skyrocket eventually. Okay, so we're now moving at plus 0.05 toward aristocracy, or toward plutocracy. If we can get... I'm curious how to get enough stability to really start moving around my estate law. Like, these estate things are so expensive to get rid of right now. Like, even for the Vaisya, it's very expensive. I need to figure out a way to get more crown power. I think honestly, it's mostly a matter. I'm so happy that we have Free Thinker. God, that's such a good and powerful trait to have right now. Okay. Rural cloth makers, all that jazz. Look at the sailor income. because all those fishing villages were the only place I was getting sailors. Okay, let's actually just send you all back home because this is insane. I just looked at that. It's so fucking crazy. We have no sailors at all. We're gonna eventually have to start subsidizing those again. God, that's so funny. Has my naval maintenance gone down now that they're no longer at sea? Does it not matter? It might not matter, actually. Okay, it might not matter at all. Gunsmith is only 3 now? Why? Interesting. Interesting. I think we do build another. We do build a gunsmith first. Maybe Malacca built one. Seems like something that they would do. Lutka. So, oh, we can make these now, right? Wait, is stuff much more expensive in my capital than it is here? I can build a cannon maker right here. Alright, we're gonna build a cannon maker here because it costs less. Not our business. The hostile pirates modifier is just going crazy. So how's our trade situation looking? It looks like the price of most things has stabilized for now. It's stabilized at a very low value, though. What is this? I don't understand this event at all. Their population satisfaction was like 100% before this event fired? Right? What, like, I don't understand what this event is about. This is a crazy event that I think is just going to keep firing because I happen to be next to a pirate republic. I don't know, man. Apparently I don't have any Casus Belli now. We had the piracy Casus Belli before. I might make the executive decision that piracy is the only Casus Belli that I'll allow to declare war with. Because I do think that piracy, as a casus belli for an attack, I kind of feel like it's basically a defensive action. Now, this is not the case in the context of the modern world, to be clear. In the case of the modern world, random, like, people have the financial capacity to become pirates. In this time period, piracy is a state-sponsored event, right? Privateering is a state-sponsored thing. And if a place is literally a pirate republic, I'm sorry, but I have no problem invading the Norse. Okay, like, I feel like invading the Norse is a defensive action. That is it, like, at a certain point you just go, you know what? No, it's fine, actually. We will come stop you from sending your boats over, actually. Let's not pretend. See, like, Palembang is a pirate republic, but they have not attacked us. And this is very important as a distinction between them and, these people who keep fucking attacking us. Interesting. The Red Turban Rebellion exists. Did it say Red Turban? Red Turban Rebellion. I've never heard of that. Rebellion against Wu. Wow, this is madness. Look at this beautiful border guard. I'm very excited for this game. It's going to take a while before this game is remotely as polished as other games in the series are. Each of these games, like, really has to, like, it has to come into its own. It takes a while for these games to... So why is the potential profit hemorrhaging so fast? I'm actually curious about that, because this was, like, way higher before. But I actually don't know why. Is it because people in adjacent areas are making these buildings? Have we taken too long? Because I don't think anyone here has access to this, but India's had access to this for a while. I also have to think about... We only need 126? No. Only 11% of our population has been exposed to banking. So banking is going to expand outward, and it's not going to be that expensive to embrace it because we're poor now. I'm going to say I think that they went a little crazy with these scaling things. The scaling costs for things are a little out of control. They are potentially a little more than a little out of control. It's just, things get way too much scaling in the early game. Market fluctuations should have, like, the fact that my trade income has quartered should mean more for the actual stability of my ability to run my empire, right? Like things like I could probably send out colonies no problem, actually, because they cost nothing right now. This is like 160 for this colonial charter, right? Like that's huge. So I think that the scaling up to the point where it's like at a cap is handled badly. The math on this is handled badly. The way that this math should look, from my perspective, is this math should approach a... I'm trying to think of the terminology that I'm thinking of. it should be approaching a limit. That's the word that I'm looking for, is a limit. So basically, doubling my income should make me get twice as close to the limit. But you should never reach the limit, right? So like every time I'm doubling my income, how close I get to the limit should change. So let's say the limit is 250, right? Let's say that I have a income that is, what do we want to use as a baseline? Let's use 10 as a baseline, and we'll go up to 100, right? Or I guess we'll go up to 160 just for the sake of convenient math, right? So right now, the way that it seems to work is that all of these costs scale linearly up so that nothing gets cheaper as you get richer until all of a sudden you have all the money in the world. You have more money than God, right? So at a certain point, colonial ventures become like the cost on them is irrelevant because the cap's at 250 and you're just making more money than that, right? Once you've reached a certain point, you reach the point where you reach that limit and then you're fine. This is the way that weirdly Social Security works in the United States. So if you have enough income at a certain point, the amount that goes into Social Security doesn't matter because it's a flat it's like a flat amount that you hit a limit where that you no longer put any more into Social Security, and then after that point you're just making all of your money, right? Similarly speaking, with the way that this is scaling, it's scaling up in such a way that it doesn't, like, all the extra money that you put, this is not actually like Social Security in this context, but all the extra money that you're getting is just directly increasing the cost, so you have no extra money, right? Like, this is the thing that I've run into as a problem this whole run, is I have more money, but I don't actually have more money, because all of the things that I'm trying to do scale directly with how much money I have. So, like, colonialism hasn't gotten cheaper in 100 years. And the reason it hasn't gotten cheaper in 100 years is because it's just scaling up to that 250. If I had enough money to get past that 250 mark, everything becomes just incredibly cheap. But I don't. I just have enough to get up to that mark. And then once I get up to that mark, I'm like, okay. So anyway, so instead of having a scale at a 1-to-1 ratio until you reach 250, let's say we instead set it as a limit, right? Let's say the limit for the bottom is 50. The limit for the top is 250. So you have a range between 50 and 250, which seems to be roughly what it is right now. So let's say we have like a 10 ducat income, and 10 ducat income gives us roughly similar to the bottom of the limit, right? We're maybe at like 51 cost, we're maybe at 52 cost, who gives a shit, doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it's like, this is expensive, we're at the lower end of this limit, right? Because we have a limit that we're approaching, it's never going to get below 50, right? And so, like, if you let's say as an example, if you have 10 ducats of income, you are looking at, just for the sake of argument, 51 price, right? You're very close to that limit. You have your income down to 5. You have your income down to 5. You approach that 50 limit. You get halfway to, you get closer to the limit, and you're getting to like 50.5, right? Like the margin there is getting like that. Going the other direction, by the way, the math on this, I haven't done calculus in like 20 years. So bear with me. There's math that gets you something akin to this. There probably isn't math that gets you exactly this. Approaching limits on two different ends, you're going to have competing things, okay? But you can get something that gives you something like this. It doesn't need to be exact. So going the other way, going from 10, which again, we had a cost of 51, right? Up to like the, I guess that would have, that gets me. Yes, we would need better math than what I'm describing here. You need better math than this. Because what I'm describing would lead to that exponential growth. We would need to have, like, the very beginning would get really expensive really quickly. And then it would peter off rapidly. But that does at least get, like, this is at least better than having to go all the way to 250 before it drops off. Don't worry about it. So assuming you use this number, this is not a great way to work with it, but this calculation doesn't work great for the reason that we'll get into now. Let's say you double your income. You now have 20 income instead of 10. You're now, if you just go like halfway between where you're going, you go from 50, between 50 and, so you're adding about 100 to it, right? So you're going from 50 to like 150. Now obviously that triples the cost and you've only got double the income. That's not great for you, right? But, and this is important, that's never, you're never going to have that kind of a big jump ever again. You can also set the limit to 100, and if you set the bottom limit to 100, then the range is a lot tighter, and so the range where things get wonky is a smaller of a range. Anyway, let's say you double your income again. You've got, instead of like you're going from 150, you're halving the range to 250, which means that you're adding what, 50 to the cost, right? So you're increasing the cost by a third. And you just keep going toward this limit rather than having it just be like, okay, well, we have this incredibly high limit on the price and it's just going to be continuously going up toward it. But yeah, we should definitely, there's better math for it, and I need to figure out what that math would be. I mean, I don't need to figure it out. The developers would need to figure out that math. Look, the developers need to take calculus, okay? Do something with a limit. It'll work fine. Get someone who took calculus 10 years ago, and then they'll know how to approach the limit in a way that's useful. Don't judge me. It's been so many years. Yeah. Point being, there should be a way to approach the limit of 250 where small nations don't feel like they are doing nothing, like their economy doesn't change at all until they pass a certain point, until they basically become a massive empire and money stops being a problem, right? Like, eventually, for colonialization, money stops being an issue entirely because everything has a cap, and all those caps are low enough that, yeah, there's way too, well, I wouldn't say there's necessarily too much stuff that scale. I think cost of court and diplomatic spending and stability investment, it's actually, I think, very clever to have all of these percent-based things in play that are based off of your actual economy, and instead of being based off of basically, like, it costs more to run a larger economy. And having those prices continuously be a significant portion of your economy, where it's like, it never becomes trivial. It never becomes trivial to increase the stability of your empire, right? Now, it might become trivial to increase the, to simultaneously be boosting your stability and be doing other things, right? Like, the other things that you're doing become trivial, but the stability itself never becomes trivial because it's always a percentage of your economy. And you already have other things that are a percentage of your economy. Naval maintenance is not one of them. This, I don't think, scales. Like, I don't think colonial maintenance scales. This seems like it's been stable. It's just the chartering. That sucks. Oh shit, that was our heir? Oh my god. Wait, we were just talking about how if we have another heir die in this generation, it's not an accident, right? How many hunting accidents have we had this generation? Why are the cannon makers unprofitable now? Why? Holy shit. That's very funny. Because they have nowhere to sell their cannons, I guess? We have a bunch of people making cannons, but nobody's using them yet, maybe? So, the market on those kinds of weapons is about to fall off a cliff. Okay, you need firearms to run. This gives us 10 manpower. Okay, so these cannons are being used by my coastal forts. So it would be nice to build more coastal forts. What else could I use to increase the price of cannons? Okay, we're just going to invite this guru now because they're very cheap right now. And hopefully my economy recovers, but we'll see. Alright. We have fully integrated this. We need 143 to make this happen. Yeah, it does seem like it's a 1-to-1 ratio. The increased economy to price seems like almost exactly 1-to-1. So basically what that means is that when it comes to creating colonial charters, your income doesn't matter until you have something like 150, 200 ducats worth of income. So, but yeah, what I would say is, if we want to look at it from a limit perspective, I would say have the scaling factor be at about 50% of what it is right now. You don't even need a complicated factoring here. You don't even need to get calculus involved. What you actually need is a 0.5 on the scaling. So what this does is it makes it so that instead of the cost increasing at a 1-to-1 ratio with your income, the cost is increasing at a 0.5 ratio with your income. So as your income goes up, the cost goes up by half of what your income's going up by. And that, I think, solves this problem. In particular, I think one of the issues is that there's a tendency for all of these costs to massively go up when you are as you're getting more income. So it really, really feels like you're just not getting anywhere. we are going to do this next. This is the next thing that we're spending money on. Because apparently spending all of that money that we spent building cannon shit didn't actually do anything for our economy, so... Let's piss off the Vicia again. We're not giving them more estate privileges that we don't want them to have. It is interesting because I feel like there's like a desire to start colonizing right before you have an economic boom. Like it's crazy to me that these are not just based off of like the costs of certain goods. Like the colonial charters should be based off of a good. And they should be expensive within that good. It should be draining to do a colonial charter because you need to get just a shit ton of materials in advance, and then you have that to me makes more sense rather than this scaling with the size of your economy, which I don't think makes any sense. Like, from a historical perspective, why would it cost more to create a colonial charter because you have more money? It should cost more to create a colonial charter because you're running out of the resources that you need to do a colonial charter. That to me makes a lot of sense, but like... Alright, which one do we do? This is a way bigger area. Let's create this colonial charter, and we'll send them from Riau. We're also going to see there's nothing in the thing that indicates in the patch notes that indicates a change. We're currently not correct section chance. What does this mean? I wonder if that'll have an impact. We'll click this button and see if it helps. I doubt it. I find it very unlikely. Let's take a look at... Now, embracing institutions, I think, makes sense for this to just scale off of your economy. This, I think, is reasonable. This is like the bigger the more money you have in your empire, the more economy is going on, the harder it is to integrate a new thing into your empire in terms of just the economics of the situation. Ooh, Renaissance has 5% spread now. That's excellent. You are still sitting at exactly 55. This is moving toward aristocracy, so we're literally doing nothing right now. Cool. Societal change. Okay, yeah. We're going to do stability there, investment. Our goal right now is to get our stability close to 20, so that we don't go negative for very long. Let's see. You know, we could just do increased province control over here in Johor. Johor is a pretty sizable tax base. Do we want to annex you? No. You're nowhere near me. Seram, we don't want to annex, I think. as well. And have we invested enough over here that I'm comfortable releasing you as a vassal now? Or do I want to release you as a vassal? Can you become a colonial vassal? Or do I have to release you as a... So if we do this, yeah, we could create a fiefdom here, but we cannot create a like colonial subject because we're in an adjacent subcontinent, I think. That's my understanding. Maybe not. So this is the Southeast Asia subcontinent. Southeast Asia as a subcontinent includes all of this, which means that this is an adjacent subcontinent, and we definitely cannot create like a proper thinger down here. So do we want to just create a fiefdom? No, we need to... we don't necessarily need to hold on to this. I'm going to hold on to it for right now, but we don't necessarily need to. Age of the Renaissance is almost over. We're getting pretty close to the colonial era. That's going to help us a bit, I think, with our colonization projects. How are you doing? You are unfortunately going to... See, there's just hemorrhaging now. The maritime presence in Indochina is now going to just plummet through the floor. Hopefully this thing that I'm picking up will help with that, but probably not. Probably not. That's what happens when you play a Paradox game in the first few weeks of release. Are we going to play... I wonder if we're going to play this while we're overseas. I'm going overseas in a couple of weeks. And this is a pretty decent choice for something chill I can play. So we're not quite at 20% yet. You know, I wonder how much of a population I have down here, actually. We have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 provinces down here, all with over 1,000. So that's about 10,000 pop. That's not going to do the job. Let's see. Due to lacking firearms. So we need more firearms. Hopefully some of our estates will just build that for us, because I really just don't have the money for it right now. It's amazing how aggressive the scaling is, and then it falls off a cliff. Let's see here. It would be nice to be able to call Parliament and have it succeed, but I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't have enough. I just don't have enough power. This is down to plus 15 now. Okay, we're gonna pop out here. I don't think that it makes any difference actually for our naval maintenance. So. Okay, so does this have literally any impact? My guess is probably not. That's my assumption. Culture capacity plus 10% might actually be good. Okay, we might as well get this going. I think I maybe get this as well. And yeah, I think I release this as a vassal. I don't think there's any reason to leave them right now. We create a fiefdom here. We don't need the colonial range down here. We're already building a colony here. Okay, so Temasek is not the place that I'm actually sending them from. Origin is Muar. And Muar is in our capital region. Okay, they definitely haven't fixed this. I wasn't sure if... Okay, 19.83%. So once the next province gets this, we should be golden. Do we send people here right now? Do we do this before we get banking? Or do we wait until we get banking? Let's take a look at what banking's gonna do for us. Loan capacity is not interesting. Minting threshold is fine. Trade range. Trade range is actually crazy. Okay, yeah. That's pretty critical. That's a pretty critical thing, actually. Luckily, all of my things have an unlimited amount of money to play with. I think that'll also give me access to things like docks. Once we get banking, we should have a huge boost to our overall capacity here. So we will see how it goes. Wow, that was extraordinarily fast. Do we do this colonial charter first? Yes. So we're going to basically just send out these 2 colonial charters, and that will allow us to create a fairly large fiefdom down here. We're going to give this fiefdom all of these provinces. So, we might hold on to like one thing down here for ourselves. But yeah, how are you doing financially? We are not granting you trade monopolies. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So Gunsmith is being built in Daik. Alright, how are we doing on this? Alright, so it's only going to cost us 91 at the moment. The price just keeps going down because our economy keeps tanking further and further. Joyful day. Yeah, we should have a fairly large colonial fiefdom down here once we... It really sucks. Like, can't you go back to, like, doing piracy or something? Could you, like, go back to being a pirate so that I can have a casus belli against you? Because that would be really convenient for me. Increased ties to neighbors is plus 29%. It is funny how early on we had such a easy time. Alright, how are things going? We're basically just sitting on this. Sure. Alright, we gained some prestige. Love that for me. Prestige is going up. Now that this area is populated with people, we can actually do royal marriages and shit, which is funny. Because for such a long time, we just couldn't even do royal marriages. I'm not liking the looks of this. Yeah, what's going on? Trade income is plummeted. The cost of court is like non-existent now. Oh, cost of colonies is up to 9. I mean, yeah, that's on me. I'm running 3 colonies at once now, which is a lot considering my substantially diminished position in the world. Okay. Yeah, this like trade economy is very much like, I don't think that we would actually be in this big of a problem if not for the absolutely astronomical, like, at first I was like, oh, okay, this seems fine because all of the goods I was trading were so expensive. But basically trade just died. Right? Like the income that I'm getting from the good trades here has basically halved. Like, this is the only trade that I'm doing where the income hasn't absolutely just been tanked. Which is very funny. What is this? Okay, we need a recruitment law. Monthly progress toward plutocracy would be nice. Discipline plus 5% and progress toward quality I do like. I don't care about naval levies, but I do like plutocracy. I think that elite training is... No, we can't do this. Alright, I'm not going to worry about that for now, because we just don't have the money for it. I guess I'll do commissioned officers. And hopefully we can get that thing done soon. 19.68%. Okay, hopefully me sending people over to the colonies doesn't lead to my population, my relative population, going the wrong direction. Because as I'm sending them down here, I'm sending people from Johor, which has the thing, over to here, and they don't bring it with them, I don't think. They should, but I don't think they do. Because I think this was at 0.75 before, and then presumably we finished this, which led to 1,000 people being without it. We have 11% exposure to the Renaissance as well. That'll be very useful. Banking will be very useful. The population is going the wrong direction. That's funny. So let's look at our institutions map. You have banking. I think this is going to go the right direction pretty fast. This is going at least 1% per month. So I feel like this is going to spread fine. Like, we're not going to run into a brick wall or anything like that. Monthly literacy plus 0.11. Sure. Expensive, but it's fine. We have enough stability to embrace now as well. You are progressing Renaissance right now, which is very nice. I think once Manjung processes banking, we should be able to do it. Fourth Navy doesn't have a person. We do this, that immediately drops the cost. This Navy also does. You do. Okay. Yeah, our finances are not in a great spot. Sure thing. Okay, we have another province finished up. This is 22% done now. That's super fast. Yeah, the colonization of this region seems like it's going pretty quickly. Okay. I love this for me. My heir is completely incompetent. Yeah, did literally all of my children die? All of my children died in hunting accidents. Every single child that I have died in a hunting accident. All 3 of them died in a hunting accident. That's crazy. Do I have anybody that I could theoretically invite to become my vassal? Okay, no. Oh, lovely. Our incompetent grandson has taken over. Lovely stuff. Okay. The relative portion of our population with banking is going down. It's going to jump up once somebody turns over, but it is very funny that it's going down right now. Okay, I'll be right back. We'll be right back. What are the 2 here? Unmuted but has no signal. That's a lie. We back. Oh, I muted the game sound. Okay. We back. We ready. Age of Renaissance is about to end. We're going to pick up banking very shortly. Presumably once whatever the next... Oh, good. We have an heir. I wonder if this one's going to die in a hunting accident too. Did I not... I didn't do the thing that I actually stood up to do. One second. I stood up to do one... That's not true. I stood up to do like 3 or 4 things. But I stood up to do one thing in particular. Alright, so... For now, we're just going to wait. And my hope... And this is potentially going to be clutch. My economy might kickstart again in a serious way when we get... Okay, banking was promoted in Subi Islands. That means that we're probably ready, right? No. It's actually going down because we keep finishing new things. So we cored this. How's our market access? Not amazing. We're going to need to... You know what might be nice, actually? It would be nice to get... I can upgrade you already, in theory. Do I have... Is there harbor capacity built in anywhere here? Because I would love to have like an actual harbor. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so we don't have any natural harbor capacity here. I think I actually want to... I don't think I need to keep doing... I guess maybe I do. Because I'm going to have another thing that I need to do immediately afterward. So... But yes, I think that I need to get a town over here. If I can build a town here, I should be able to build a dock. And that'll help me a lot. We'll build a wharf, we'll build a dock, we'll build all the things. Now you might say, what do you mean build a dock? Banking has docks, I think. We have protected harbors that we can build. We can build dock, like we can build a lot of stuff. This gives 0.1 harbor capacity. This gives 0.1 harbor capacity. Like, we can get a bunch of naval shit that's going to help us a lot. This is going to be a big deal. We're currently not doing anything. Love that for me. We're now at 106 cost. I'm going to give you cost purchasing food reduced. Let's see. As if I'm ever going to have that much money. That's so funny. With my current income? I guess I could if I didn't have such a huge navy. Alright, Manjung only has like 27% control, which is kind of crazy. I'm going to do increased ties. Yeah, I'll do increased ties to neighbors. This gives me +2 Diplo rep while it's happening. And the goal here, it's my hope that this will finish eventually. Banking will finish in Johor very soon, and Johor has a huge population. Alright, this is also going to finish almost immediately. It looks like these tooltips are correct now. Are you a vassal of somebody or something? You were tributary of Sukhothai. Interesting. Gain research progress. I'm always going to take the research progress. How we doing? Okay, we just need 100 now. We're fine. The stability cost is also going down? That's interesting. It says we can't afford 100, but it says embrace institution for 97. So we can't click on it. $91 and $19. How close? You know what? I'm actually going to wait, because if we get banking established here, that'll massively reduce the cost, I think. So if no events fire here, because this is almost 10% of my population right here. Yeah, this is going to fail. And we do hold on to our research. We can hold on to, I think, a year's worth of research. Maybe I do switch the type of parliament. I feel like switching to an assembly has really fucked me. The type of parliament that I have, I feel like has impacts that are not obvious on the kinds of influences you can do. So I think that having gotten basically getting the peasants involved means that the rural areas have more of an influence, and the fact that like I don't have the ability to just bribe like one or two key players means that I can't get anything done. because I just don't have the crown power to have a baseline decent chance. That's my guess. This is Renaissance. Renaissance. Banking is getting developed here, but not very quickly. Banking here is slow. Here is fast, but very far away. Yeah, it looks to me like we're basically just going to wait on Johor Lama. Okay. Legislature of the Union. This actually is tempting to click on this button instead, but I think we do the aligned for now. I don't know the UI doesn't tell me quite the information that I'm looking for, which is like, what do I need? What is the advantage of some of these things? Like, do I need to align everything completely? Like, is there a reason to mix and match between Federated and Union? Okay, that's done. Fortunately, that does also mean that'll increase the price of that a little bit. It's fine. Okay, so next month we can get banking. Once we have banking, we can start building toward docks and things like that, which is going to be that's going to be such a huge upgrade, y'all. Alright, so this should be done. Costs 89 and 17. Alright, that's not too bad. So we can afford this. We now have banking. We have 16% Renaissance. So Renaissance is going to be available pretty soon. For now, though, naval range, colonial range, and trade range is huge. Diplomatic range is nice as well. This also gives trade range. So, we go from here to Protected Harbor. And then from there, we go to Distant Markets. And Entrepot is nice. I think we build Entrepot. Okay, there we go. We now have a huge amount of tech coming our way that's going to help us a lot, I think. So with banking in play, we don't even need to worry about Renaissance. Renaissance we can wait for a while because we have so much stuff that we need from banking. Let's see. Okay, we've got our provinces slowly building up over here. Ooh, only -4. So we need to get soon to this. You're only -5. What can I do? I can offer food access. If I could get them to accept an alliance, that would be convenient. I'm going to give food access to them. And maybe I'll give them military access after that. Is Sunda someone we're improving opinion of? Or is it done already? -1. Okay, if we can get the military access, that'll give us another +10, and I think that gets the job done. So, if they retain both of these for long enough, we can hopefully get them to join our market. Getting Sunda market access preference is a big deal. Because this is a fairly sizable nation that is at the very edge of our market. Let's see. We are just going to hold off on spending any money right now. Because I need to be building docks and things once I get access to them. My hope is... God damn it. Oh, Sunda has a market. We do have a market. I don't know why you're saying. Wait, no, you don't. You're not... What? What are you talking about? It's like, oh, you don't have a market. It's like, what are you talking about? We don't have a market. We have a market. Okay, we're offering food access again. The idea being, I should have offered military first, because I think they're less likely to drop military access. There we go. We're making progress in the colonies. Love that for us. Our literacy is 18% on average, which is not as high as I would like it to be, but it's better than nothing. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Where are you? Bribe voter. Oh no, we don't have a diplomat. Ah, this is GG. We ran out of diplomats. They're definitely gonna get rid of the thing before we have a chance to do it. Okay, so how much are you costing me? God, this colonial charter is just hemorrhaging. The bugs. The colonial bugs are so funny, because it's like... It really does mean that I need to get... colonial charters built exclusively on land masses, where once I get a foothold, I get the adjacency bonus. They ended food access right as I'm trying to get the thing done. It's so annoying. -1. So we would need to wait until we have 2 diplomats to be able to get that combo done. Once they fix the AIs, just like madness, that'll help a lot. Right now, the AI doesn't seem there's like no connectivity between the AI's desire, like strategic desires, and them taking on strategic unions. So like you'll give them a thing, and they'll be like, "Oh, that sounds like a great deal," and then they're like, "Wait, we have no strategic need for this. Why would we have this?" And they just purge it off, right? That's the basic gist of what's happening there. So it's like their decision making is just incoherent. So that it's going to be fixed eventually, hopefully. Ooh, I don't love my income going negative. It's crazy. The only thing that I'm making any money off of is just moving salt. So are these trades mine? Oh, I don't have the market automated. I don't have the market automated. Okay. So we're keeping these because these are needs that we have. Let's drop all of these to 1. And we're just going to max out that, I guess. I mean, that's the most valuable export I can do right now. We'll have to rewrite all of our exports once we get the trade increase, and then we'll get another trade increase later. My hope is that some of the markets will be far enough away that they're not like they don't have any cloves in them, and I just go take all my cloves and just make huge amounts of profit for a few years. That's the hope. I don't know if it's likely, but that's the idea. Miss Army policy. The other thing that's funny is that because of the fact that trade income is calculated into this, all these these prices, in theory, I could deliberately tank my trade income in order to drop the prices. Which is a gamification thing that should not be an option. I actually don't understand this event. Sudra Flee 2. Sudra Flee 2. It doesn't. There's nothing. Google has nothing on this event. We have like nobody here. I don't have a settlement here. Whoops. -1. All right. So this market is going to be interesting. What am I, made of money? Okay, so how are things going down here? We're making pretty sizable progress down here. I think that probably we're going to have to, once we finish up these, I think we're going to have to stop colonizing for a while until we can get our economy under control. Because now our economy is so bad that the monthly expense is actually a sizable portion of the overall. We've got weather systems doing weather system things. It is funny how there was a time where that cost for maintaining these was inconsequential. So this is going to give us naval range, colonial range, and trade range. That's going to be a huge deal. The dock is also going to be a huge deal. This is going to give us increased control for like everywhere. Protected Harbor is going to give us control for everywhere. Monthly sailors plus 16? Holy shit. Okay, so once we get access to banking, we do not need fishing villages anymore. The fishing villages are there until we get access to banking. Once we get access to banking, the fishing villages just aren't relevant anymore. They did get us through to this point in the game, though. The fishing villages were an important build. But the other thing that this means is that once we do this, there's not a large amount of reason for us to not rapidly urbanize. Because we can't over-urbanize. We don't want to be too urban. We'll have to figure out what the appropriate mix of urban to rural is. But I think I probably want to urbanize maybe half of my provinces. Maybe they're not provinces, half of the locations within a province. At the very least, I want to urbanize Johor Lama and also urbanize the capital of every province. So Manjung is the capital of this province. I want to do that at the very least. And I think I would preferably like to have urbanized a location within each sea zone. I think each sea zone I need to have some urbanization. But yeah, I'm basically going to give all of these provinces back to Yinwon here. And once I've given them all of that, how is Yinwon doing as a nation, by the way? How is your life? They have a tax base of 2. I would love to help out with improving it. I'm so curious to see in a week what these numbers are going to look like. Okay, trade range just spiked. So we are going to trading. We're going to Temasek, because this is the only one that we don't have automated right now. And we're just dropping everything down to 0. So, suggested exports and imports don't seem to have changed. I wonder if that'll take a day. I don't know how often this is going to be populated. But in theory, we should have access to some new markets now. So let's see. If we go to the Temasek market and go to the actual market thing, let's go to cloves. Martaban is over here. Combat is the market that I had access to before. Kyoto... Actually, do I have any meaningful difference? Because I might not have... I might not actually have access to any new markets. Because I just don't have vision. Which is kind of funny, actually. So maybe the market range there isn't actually as important as I would like it to be. Well, shit. I guess maybe I didn't need to do that then. There's 11 being exported to Martaban by them. I'm tempted to just do this. Let's do 15 here. No, let's do about 12 to here. Do one more here, and then wait. Let's... Oh, right. Okay. So then we go... Oops. Okay. And then we go out of here, and then we go back into here. And do this. Let's see what happens. My thinking is that we're going to lose money or something, but, you know, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Just plow all those goods into that random market. I think I'm probably going to want to automate the market. Okay. Alright, we're going to do the suggested trades for this. And population needs. We can do a few, like, these are very cheap trades to do. And I doubt this is going to work. And then from here, we automate the rest. Alright, so let's see how that goes. It'll eventually figure itself out, I think. Seems like it's taking way longer than I would expect for it to actually automate the market. We have 16 unused trade capacity. because the game just isn't actually automating quickly enough? Is it going to actually use that trade capacity? Like, am I running into that problem in all of my markets? Do I have to manually control my markets? It's now down to 7. Why are you taking so long to figure this shit out? Like, this should be calcing all of this before it advances the next day. Slow down the game. I don't give a shit. Do your calculations first. This is actually an issue the game runs into a lot, where it is calculating in the background, and it's just, like, not doing the calculations for some reason. So, like, Diplo relations and things like that will just not be visible when you first start up. Like, we're just gonna lose money for months. For whatever reason, every month it's going to use, like, half of my remaining market supply? Is that what's happening? Like, what are you even doing? What is this insane assortment of trades that's happening? This is total madness. Yeah, the AI is fully broken. The trade AI just cannot handle whatever the hell's happening in this market. Okay, so Temasek market, I just can't automate it. We have to control it ourselves. It's just cannot handle any of the shit that it's supposed to be handling. We will try doing this. We will try doing this. And we can do 2 of this. Did I set that or no? Yes, okay. So let's go to exports. This seems to work pretty well. So we're going to do this export here. And then we are going to do 2 here, 2 here. And we have 1 trade capacity left, so we'll do the Martelon. All right. So, yeah, like, I can't have the automated system for my trade because for whatever reason it just cannot handle it. So we wasted a shit ton of money trying to get the thing to automate, and it was doing a bunch of complicated stuff that it didn't need to do, and I don't know why. So we can embrace Renaissance if we want. That would be kind of useful in theory. I have 5 things in my research queue. Possible government reforms +1 is really nice. Cabinet seats +1 is actually very nice. Sovereignty is very nice. Wait. No, I think we can wait on this. This is all very, very good stuff, but it's not as important as getting Protected Harbor, and it's probably not as important as an Entropod is either. Maritime presence percent probably it's good, but it doesn't matter that much because our maritime presence is always going to be terrible. Our control is going to hemorrhage until this bug is fixed. This piracy bug makes any sort of maritime nation basically unplayable. Because part of the reason that actually, you know what, that's what it is. The reason that we're hemorrhaging money right now is that these boats are no longer paying for themselves. The thing is that these boats were bringing my control in these straits up to 100%, which is a huge reduction to the range for this entire region. This entire region has had its control hemorrhaging. What's the control here now? Control here is 27% now. And the reason for that is the proximity. That proximity penalty is huge. How do we build a bailiff? Is that a noble building? I thought I saw a bailiff just now. I can build a bailiff here. God, this gives... Wait, is a bailiff a rural building? Oh, it is. Huh, interesting. But yeah, hopefully over time we will... things will settle down. I'm hoping that over the course of this week, some of the more like game-breaking problems start getting permanently fixed. That would be nice. It would be nice to not have to deal with... The funny thing is, the naval problems, because of these pirates, these naval problems are so massive. And yes, you can actually tell... You can tell right here that what has happened is the harassment from nearby navies modifier has been set to a static 0.1. Someone changed a number from a calculation to a static number because we got the thing that gives us 25% boost and it didn't change the number at all. So almost certainly the... I can improve it by 5, which is not super helpful. You know what? Let's offer food access and see if we can get this done this month. The hope is that we get access to, on the 13th, this button. We click this button, and then they start using our market instead. I don't think that they're necessarily going to, but it would be very funny if we got it. Bringing Sunda into our market probably does something for us. I don't fucking know. This also gives them 30 opinion of us, which is nice. Like, having a permanent 30 opinion is just really convenient. I should also get Palembang market access preference if possible. So they have a -9. We have unlocked the dock. Oh, that's so good. Okay, so this will hopefully help a lot. Is it not... Is it a military building? It is. It's considered military. Okay. That's interesting that a dock requires soldiers to function properly. You'd actually expect it would be laborers. Kind of weird, right? Wait, do I not have a coastal fort? I don't. This would give me... it's not actually that important. Yeah, giving me some additional harbor capacity is good. 110%. But yeah, we're basically just waiting on that. Anybody want to build a dock? This is moving along fine. We can actually embrace Renaissance now, but we don't want to do that. We want to build the docks first, I think. I think we build the dock in our capital first. So this upgrades over time, the harbor capacity will improve from just this building, I think. It is strange that a dock is soldiers and not a thing or whatever. We will set you in charge. I'm mostly looking for somebody who's going to make it cheaper. Yeah, that piracy bug is really sad. It's, you know, this is what happens when you play a game on release. We are definitely learning a lot. Unfortunately, a lot of what we're learning is the ins and outs of the various bugs that we're running into. Which is not necessarily what I would prefer to be learning. But yeah, we're going to basically want to build a dock here. We want to build a dock everywhere. That we can. That'll give us a shit ton of extra sailors. Shipbuilding capacity. Oh, interesting. Okay, I think we wait until we have... Honestly, I think we wait on Renaissance until we are actually in need of it. I guess taking it does give us additional... like an additional 5% on its own. Do we get any benefits from just taking the... I don't think so, right? Like, I don't think the institution does anything on its own. I actually really like the way the institution system works in this. The institution system spreading via trade routes is a cool way to have it work. Because by making it spread via trade routes, it takes a long time for things to get all the way from Europe to Southeast Asia, but it does get there, and it gets there via the like routing that you would expect it to get there from, which I think is nice. And like the meritocracy going back the other way via the Thinger is nice as well. Via like the Silk Road and stuff like that. I think what we're gonna do... Ooh, lovely. We can run a parliament that we can't do anything with. Promote urbanization. This would be great if we could actually make it pass, but we can't make it pass, so... We're gonna wait until we get the Malice again, and then we will do it. Did we have... someone we were working on just now? We did, right? We were trying to get, like, maybe Palembang or something. So Sigunter is pretty close to... We could offer an alliance to Sigunter. We could also offer them a guarantee. This will give them 10 opinion of us. Does it even matter? They're in our market already. Like, I don't know that it matters if they have higher attractiveness there. Like, the market attractiveness isn't that relevant. Alright, maybe we... Alright, so getting ourselves... Getting ourselves additional harbor capacity reduces our proximity costs, which is great because that reduces proximity costs to everybody. Hostile disembark time, trade embark and disembark cost. So I think that this will give me an additional 5%. But that's not actually 5%. That's over a 10% reduction in the cost to get to this province. Now, that being said, because of the issue... No, actually, wait, no. That... is... I don't think that how much control I have matters for the market spread. So, from a market perspective... Okay, that's a big deal. So, protected harbor is what kind of... Okay, protected harbor is a laborer thing. It's very expensive. But yeah, I think that getting additional harbor levels here is pretty huge, actually. In terms of giving us market access, if we get plus 10, I think in theory, that'll bring this from 55, so like 45% to 35%. And that's pretty solid. Unfortunately, I don't have any money coming in. My trade income is below 20 now. I love that for me. I love that so much. Honestly, I'm tempted to just put all of my trade into just getting salt moved. Considering how valuable it is compared to everything else. Did we have somebody else that we wanted to get into our market? The nice thing about getting the market access thing is it does give me a plus 30 bonus to people's opinion of me casually. minus 200. Can I get this move in the right direction? What's your opinion of me, friend? $78, a bunch of which is coming from approved opinion. If I... You're a tributary of Subutai. And as a result, I can't offer vassalization to you. I could offer an alliance to somebody if I wanted. Oh, right. How about you? I can improve their opinion by another 38 over time. I think that's a good idea. I should be able, in theory, to convert them to a vassal, but probably not anytime soon. Probably not anytime soon. Okay, 1222. But I'm hopeful that there's at least one more patch this week. Okay. Come on, baby. Give me that dock. We're building a dock. Okay. So my hope is that once we finish this dock, that helps us a bit in a lot of different ways. And we'll basically build a dock, then we'll build a harbor. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like increasing our trade range has really done anything. Why? Yeah, it doesn't look like we have too much going on economically. Trade income is going to continue to drop. So my thinking about what happened here in terms of the economy business is that... Oh, it's the Age of Discovery. Feudal administration. Central council gives centralization. Gives efficiency of cabinet, which is nice. Confederal Union. A union of other autonomous states which are supreme authorities in their territories. Interesting. So the question here, overseas trade plus 50% seems very important. Conversion speed is not a thing that we're interested in. Speed of integration, faster colonists, monthly colonial migration increased. I do like that. Trade capacity, 25%, I do like. Efficient mining, efficient construction plans. Urban buildings costs. I don't think we need a military focus. So exploration, colonial range, overseas trade, monthly colonial migration. So both administrative and diplomatic have a 50% boost to that. Exploration, Casus Belli. Okay. Efficient spies, foreign embassies, vetting, merchant ventures, ship's penny. I think that we take diplomatic focus. Diplomatic focus seems like the correct choice for the Age of Discovery stuff. So, what do we have available by default in Age of Discovery before we get into the institutions? That's pike and shot. Oh, is there not a default? What is this? Scholarly treatises. Okay. Okay, I don't think we need an execution, but we will remove them from the cabinet, obviously. We already have a thing, so I guess this is just telling me that a new thing has been unlocked. But yeah, unfortunately, I think this run is actually mostly over. The pirates are basically just going to, like, even once I get this other stuff done, I can basically get hello, friend. You seem to have given me a casus belli. Alright, so what we're going to do, because this, we can annex them and stop dealing with these events. We're going to send this fleet. And once that fleet is already there, we declare war. We then raise the levies, bring them into this fleet, which has one transport. And then we come over here, and I think we just annex them. I don't think we have any reason to do anything else. I guess we can vassalize them. Make them our pirates. But yeah, finally they did the raids again, which is what I needed to get this casus belli. It's very annoying that I didn't have this casus belli earlier. So we declare war here. And this is an urban area, so yeah, you know what? I do take this. I take this, and I create a new vassal out of it. We're going to create a fiefdom out of this. You have 13 enemy participants. Who am I declaring war on? Koke Timur. You not a naval power at all, right? Am I willing to make the? I'm willing to do this. I'm gonna do it. We have. This is very funny. So who's Qizhou? But yeah, the goal here is just to deal with this navy, and keep everything safe on the other side as well. So the entire navy our forces is 300 cannons. They have 114. It's 1232, and our our economy is, yes, we're doing this. The reason that we're doing this, honestly, more than anything else, is because this run is basically dead. There's not even that much more I can learn from this run because my economy is going to be completely crippled, and there's nothing I can do about it until they fix the piracy bug. So, who is Qizhou? Are you, like, landlocked somewhere? Okay, so wait. You are married to the Queen of something. Where are you? What are your titles? So Qizhou is insignificant compared to us. So I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I think we just declare. We just make this declaration. We go for it. The pirates have been a problem. We're making our first declaration of war. We do need to figure out, like, at some point what the rules are going to be regarding piracy specifically, because I do think that piracy requires a special set of rules. But we'll see. All right, we're going to declare this. So who are we at war with? The entire kingdom of Wu. As well. Gotcha. So I have declared war on most of China. I think we might be in trouble. Let's take a look at the situation here. You have 85 ships. You have... That's... Oh my god. Look at all the vassals. So they currently have... they have, you know, there's... Currently raised ships and none. Okay, you know? This is fine. What could possibly go wrong? Levies! We are doing both types of levies. Okay, we're going to raise our Johor levies for Navy and military. And I think we bring up the Riau Islands as well. So once our levies are raised, we will get them into the boats. And this is fine. Everything about this is great. Okay, don't worry about it. Wait, do I have 2 ports now? Temasek has 2 entry points? That's kind of cool. Alright, where are my boats? Are they combined? They are. Okay. So this whole fleet is going to move down to Tanjung Pinang. Okay. And everybody gets in the boats. We now have 3,000 troops. I don't know how many troops are going to be over here. I don't know what kind of mad fleets are going to show up on my doorstep. But I don't imagine we win this. I don't see any way that we pull out a win here. If Wu's going to just bring a shit ton of transport. Like, they're just going to bring so many ships. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that, but it's fine. These 3 troops land. There's more enemies than there are mine. Oh boy. We can't actually beat them. I mean, maybe we can. Oh? Why is our morale going up? How does this work? Our morale just went up. Lifesteal? We've got lifesteal going? Okay. The lifesteal? I think this. Who's this? So their center is breaking right now, and once their center breaks, we should be in good shape. Maybe, but we have our elephants are doing kind of okay until they aren't. Right? So we now have 2 flanks, and it's a matter of whether we can handle this flank. And it looks like we can? Do we? Wait, where did all of our troops go? What just happened? Who the fuck? What the hell is going on here? Like, we had this going fine, and now it's not going fine anymore. I don't understand this at all. We have 17% discipline. Holy shit. Okay, so it looks like the morale for one of our regiments reached 0. Can we just go in to fight them again immediately? Can I get you all into the same I'm actually confused about the armies themselves. Is this a thing they can do? Okay, I'm just going to put someone in charge of both of these because I don't understand this exactly. We probably would have won this, maybe, if we actually had proper leaders in charge of anything, but look, I haven't had to do naval battles for a while. Attacker ticking, 2%. How are we doing on... Have you made a landing down here yet? Are you planning on making a landing down there? I don't even know. Okay. On October? That doesn't seem right. So, how do we reinforce you? I guess we move down to here. Let's just move all of our troops to this island. That way we can reinforce them. We can merge these two navies so that they're all together under one leader who is not in charge yet, but will hopefully be in charge soon. We will sit on this. The ticking war score. Okay. We get ticking war score from blockading when they are not. We merge these units together. Okay. Reinforcements will come every month. In theory, we're now blockading, right? So why don't... Wait, are we not blockading? So we... Until this person gets in charge, we don't have blockade, but we should have it now, right? Are you kidding me? There's no notification? That's amazing. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, we have 15 minutes left to... Okay, so that's why I don't have ticking war score, is because they also are currently fucking with my supply lines. Where are they going? Are they getting... They're getting on the ships, I guess. So the question is, can I get them before they get to anywhere? They're going to try to get to Temasek. Are they already there? Jesus Christ, that's so fast. So, this is over then. Okay. Well, I'm going to end 15 minutes early today because we have declared war on the entirety of China and have failed immediately. How did you get out? Wait, how did... This is the army of Omami Oshima. How the fuck did they get out? They got out in like the 3 seconds that I moved? That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, I now know from now on that I need to be way more careful with that. Okay, so we're gonna exit out. And hopefully by tomorrow, they will have fixed the problem with both of these things. I don't anticipate they will. So my thinking is that tomorrow we're going to be doing something else. We're basically waiting on a patch that fixes two issues. The first is this piracy thing. The second is the location that it pulls the population from. The reason that we need that one fixed is that wasn't impacting us in this particular, like today. It doesn't really affect us in this run. That's part of the reason why I was just sitting on this run, is that going into a new run, there's no guarantee that we're going to get access to the rest of Johor. And if we don't get access to the rest of Johor, we can't colonize. Not for any meaningful period of time. So if we can fix those two problems, then we have a pretty coherent idea of how to start this up. We have a chain of people that we want to vassalize. We know how to do it. We know how to get our economy jump started at the beginning, and we'll have to see how things go in terms of economy, because with it costing an order of magnitude, it's like a full order of magnitude more to do individual trades. That's going to really cripple my early game economy. It's going to cripple my early game economy less than it cripples the mid game economy, because like as I start getting into the period where I am right now, each individual trade is worth less. So like at the beginning of the game, there's nobody trading, nobody has any merchants, there's nothing going on. So markets just don't have any cloves, because the only cloves they have are the ones that I'm bringing to their markets, right? And the needs are way outpacing the supply. As soon as those values start coming down, most trades are now unprofitable. So we've gone from having like most trades give you some amount of money to most trades give you negative income. So there's like very little value to be had in most of the trades now. I don't know if they're going to reverse that, because that seems like a crazy balance patch to put out a week after the game comes out, is to increase by an order of magnitude this like flat transaction cost, especially because everyone in the game, everyone who's playing the game pretty much is playing within the first 100 years of the game, where that doesn't become obviously a problem. But as you go later in the game, the market value of goods stabilizes to a point where you're making marginal gains on huge numbers of trades instead of making huge amount of money on a tiny amount of trades, which that increased order of magnitude of cost is going to completely screw everyone over as they approach the mid game. No one's going to have any money, right? Because there's no way to make that much of a profit off of any of the trades that you're going to be making at that point, right? So very curious to see like what the next week or so of patch notes look like. I'll figure out what I'm going to be doing for tomorrow. Probably not this, because again, this run's dead because of the pirate bug, right? Even if the pirate bug gets fixed, this run is already dead, right? Because I've now wasted 30 years having minus 0.5 to my... Yeah, the game's been out for like a week. So it's absolutely chock full of really like, for a game like this, game-breaking bugs, right? The colonization bugs are a huge deal. This privateer bug, it just destroys your early game economy. It destroys your economy, period, right? Like this is the kind of thing where like, if you have a naval empire and you're propagating your control via naval stuff, it's over. This patch, if you play for any period of time on this patch, your run's dead, right? And I'm straight. I would not. Once I saw that, I would have immediately stopped playing if I wasn't streaming, right? Because it's like, okay, well, this kills the run. That being the case, it was interesting to sort of like tinker with it while we were doing our thing. But yeah, this is like, we're in the first, like, I think it's been out for how long? When was the release date? the 5th, and it's the 18th. So it's been almost 2 weeks that the game's been out, but not quite 2 weeks. So yeah, we'll basically just have to figure things out. And I'll do something tomorrow that's like just an easy thing to just putter in for a day, and then we'll continue on with this. I'm very actually excited by this. This looks to be. Oh, I could do more run and bun. That's actually a thing I could do. I might do run and bun. Run and bun is a good option. Maybe I'll do that. Should I continue the previous run of run and bun, or should I start a new Nuzlocke? I think I'll just continue the run that I was doing. It's not Halloween. I don't need to do a Nuzlocke, right? So we'll continue the run in run and bun tomorrow, unless there's a major patch that fixes this within the next 24 hours. I don't anticipate that that's going to happen. I think it's going to be at least 2 days before they patch both of these bugs. They might. The pirates problem is enough of a problem. They might hotfix that within 24 hours. That's a big issue. That destroys. The colonization stuff is like pretty specific niche interactions that is bugging. This pirates thing, from my understanding, reading like people talking about it on Reddit, the pirates thing is gonna crush it. Let's see. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. To basically do a fresh Nuzlocke of each, like for each like gym badge, basically do a Nuzlocke. Do it like Nuzlocke until we get to the gym. That's a good idea. So we still do strategically. We're still recruiting Pokemon as we are. As if we were doing a Nuzlocke still, right? So we're doing one per route, as if we were still doing a Nuzlocke, and then you know what, I like that. If we do it for each level cap, then in theory I should be on my second. Because the level cap has increased since the last time, so we could start out doing a fresh Nuzlocke component for this next upcoming bit. We'll die almost immediately, I'm sure, and then continue on until we get to the next level cap. That's a good idea. I think we'll do that. So in between other things that we're doing, I think we do the pseudo Nuzlocke for Run and Bun. I think that would be fun. I appreciate the design of Run and Bun. I think that it's very funny. Like I love the idea, like the bouncing Magikarp, like the fact that it was like 3 Magikarps and each of them had a different bullshit psycho move that they had. Like that was just such a funny thing that they did. I really appreciate that. Oh man, I'm looking forward to seeing what troll nonsense comes out of the next bit. But anyway, that is going to be it for today. So thank you for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope to see you again tomorrow when we'll probably be doing Run and Bun. And then the next time a patch comes out, maybe we tinker with the patch for a while. But now I actually know we should just pump over to Run and Bun when we run into like a game breaking situation. That's what we should do. All right, later, folks.